All right. Let's hop into game number 1 between this gentleman in the upper right-hand corner of Zen. Playing for Jinner Green Wings, he is Trap. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner in the blue, playing for Triumphant Song Gaming, he is Solar. Man, you guys just putting sunglasses on everything. Trap going for the forward gateway. Not too shocked, as much as I'd love to see a cannon rush once again. No cannon rushes from our Protoss. Need to watch an SOS game for that. TY versus Sue. Yeah, I believe it. I hope that's going well. I could see that one kind of go in the distance, depending on how they're feeling. Both those players tend to be like a little bit inconsistent at times. Sue can be the best player in the world and then fall down and be like round of 32 GSL. And TY can kind of do the same thing, especially against Zerg lately. So I imagine that series could be really, really close. But standard openings here from these guys. Nothing too shocking. I wish there was more that I could say, but as of right now, that's about all I got. We're going standard. This map is kind of interesting, and I think it lends itself better to air, just because there's so many weird paths and cliffs and ramps and stuff. So we'll see. It's actually going to be Twilight out of Trap. Alright, that's an interesting opening. Trap is somebody who, I'm sure he does have a lot of different openings he can do, but oftentimes he likes to play standard a lot. I see him play a lot of Stargate openings. Wants to change it up here, maybe opening with a glaive build, or dare I say it, a blink build. We saw Zaun try a blink build against Solar earlier and it did not work. But Zaun is no Trap. 2-time GSL Finalist, round of 8 at the World Championships. But let's 2 Lings into his base. That is not ideal. Prob's coming off the line to fight. Ooh, plants down that Dark Shrine right as that Ling dies. So not getting the upgrades at all, actually. Is this going to be DT drop into Archon drop? Alright. Trap playing with those 2017 strats. Meanwhile, Solar grabbing that lair. Pretty normal timed lair. Getting a Roach Warren. Should be able to have some detection up in time if he's paying attention, but every now and then you get caught out without any detection. If he doesn't have an Overseer nearby or Spore Crawlers. And he didn't see a Stargate, so not really a reason to have Spore Crawlers. Just an adept in that War Prism as of right now. Is there a way out of this base? I think Trap completely walled himself in. Alright, so now this War Prism's moving across the map. What's our detection level here? We have an Overseer that's it's moving away. It's moving towards Trap, but there's one back at home as well. And Ripperinos. Hopefully that's not me. All right. Yakuzaku. I told you. There was a lot of people in this observing this game, and it was a matter of time. Emil. All right. We chilling. We waiting. We got 18 seconds. Let's get into an important part of the game here. Trap's about to drop some DTs. It could have happened at a worse time, for sure. 2, 1.
Game paused. Game
All right.
resumed.
We good. Wow, Trap, look at that. What a guy. He's like, I want to make sure we're all good. Oh, Overseer's here. I'm getting out of it. And it's just the 3 DT drop. But now he can warp in one more and morph into Archons. The classic Archon drop. DT drop into Archon drop. What do we have behind this? We have Charge. We have an Immortal coming out. Pretty standard stuff. That's a lot of roaches. Third base going down. Ooh. Wing's trying to get on top of it. We'll grab the probe and then head on out of there. Okay, he mined the minerals to get out. Oh man, I didn't even think of that. I feel so dumb. Archon drop, trying to get some damage done, but Archon's taking a good amount of shield damage and just damaging the roaches. A lot of things getting damaged. I'm saying that word a lot, and I don't like it. I'd love to see DT blink here, but you know, we live to dream. We live to dream. A couple of workers going down, a couple of spores being forced. As long as he doesn't lose the Archons or the Prism, he's fine. He lost the Adepts though. Yeah, it's been me before that's lagged out. No, I'm not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of it. A couple of hallucinated Phoenicians moving across the map. And a fake Zealot. Only one Zergling can hit this pylon at a time. Templar Archives coming up, so Trap just going for the really like standard army composition. Charge Lot Immortal Archon, getting that Storm. Does get to scout everything that's going on over here. Has he seen the Spire? I don't even know where the Spire is. Oh, it's way back here. I think it's very likely he did see the Spire. Now we have a shield battery going up. Forge is finishing, so no cannons just yet. He's gonna need to ferry these Archons around. So this is kind of the weakness of this composition that Trap is going for. Mutas can be very good against it. Not a lot of anti-air over here. A couple of shield batteries though. And the Guardian Shield gonna ward those away, but 5 probes going down already. Solar comfortably taking a 4th base behind this, grabbing 73 workers. Well, he's gonna be able to take this pylon out with the mutas, which will allow the Lings, which are in perfect position, to just slide on in. No, okay. Doesn't want to come in. He says there's enough army there. More cannons going down. Oh, gonna try to take out the Templar Archives. Won't quite get it though. Oh my god, the whole position DT. The rest of these units gonna have to come over. Not in time for a force field. A lot of these units getting right on top of Trap's army. Are there enough Archons here to ward away these mutas? It looks like there are. Roach is gonna run into the main though. Everything running into the main. Oh, and now the Archons have gone down. There's not a lot of anti-air to handle these mutas, even if all the roaches die. Another warp into Stalkers, though. Muta's able to take out so many probes here. Trap in a really tough spot. He's going to plant down a Stargate at some point. But 25 probes dead. Oh, there's just not enough anti-air here, I think. Not enough on the ground to protect the anti-air. So many mutas coming out. 6 more even being produced right now. Trap's economy absolutely crippled, down to just 48 workers. He's lost so much army as well. He's down 40 army supply. He has a Phoenix. Oh, this is the second Stargate. Excuse me. I think it's just a little bit too late, though. He's actually even making a third Stargate. Even if he's able to get a good Phoenix count up, though, it just feels like he's so far behind. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Ling's getting into the main base, going to get on top of that cannon. Looks like he'll push away the mutas here, but killing even more probes. Trap's economy just in shambles. And he's going to tap out. Solar's going to take a very convincing game 1 against Trap, who went for 3DT drop into Archon drop, which is not a new build, I will say. Just nice defense from Solar, though, not taking any damage from that, going into the mutas in a completely fine spot. And I think catching Trap a little off guard with that muta tech. BattleNet apparently dropping a number of people. All right. We getting in. We ready. We going. We're going to be on Triton for game number 2. I have a feeling Trap's going to use a different strategy, and I think... I don't know. I think there are other strategies that he can do better with against Solar. I think Trap against Solar is actually a very even match, but that game did not look even. It looked like Solar was like, no, get out of here with that. I'm going to kill you. And then he just kind of did. It just kind of snowballed. It's a little bit too bad, too. If those sentries had been a little bit closer to that ramp, then I think one force field on that ramp, he can cut off half the units, and all of a sudden those roaches and lings might end up just dying. The mutas don't do as much, and maybe Trap is able to snowball from there to a victory, but we'll never know. We'll just have to see how he handles this game in the lower right-hand corner. Playing for Team Jinner Green Wings. Trap. Gemini's one and only Trap. And in the upper left-hand corner, in the blue, for Triumphant Song Gaming, he is Solar. Up 1-0 in this series. It is still just a best of 3. Solar only has to win one more game against Trap, and he'll be in a good spot. Well, let's see how they decide to go about this game. It's looking pretty similar to last game. That's not too shocking. I'm more interested in what Trap's plan is, tech-wise. Solar, though, he does tend to have some cheeky builds, some very aggressive builds from time to time that he can bust out. It's all about how they match up against each other. I think we may see a Stargate this game from Trap. I don't know if he was able to watch any of the Solar versus Zound games, but in that series, Zound went for the blinking game 1, just kept trying to attack, and Solar just defended with a ton of Roach Ravager. Game 2, Solar went for a big Bane bust. So if Trap was paying attention, maybe he'll be a little bit more prepared for something like that. It is going to be the Stargate. Again, there's a little more standard, a little more versatile, I would say. Ha, I got the mute on the mic off before I sneezed. Feels good, man. Yeah, a little more versatile is the Stargate. You can go for an Oracle, or you could go for 3 Oracles and a Phoenix. Or, I mean, going straight to a Phoenix. See, shouldn't be getting Warp Gate. Gotta go for that +1. Straight into double Stargate Phoenix. I want to see some Wardy build, or some Roddy builds. I read Wardy in the chat. And then I mean Roddy. Hound really rooting for Roddy, or for Solar in the chat. Oh man, I need to stop saying names. I'm trying too much here. Phoenix will be able to push away this Overlord, and then of course Oracle coming out next. See how many Oracles Trap decides to go for. It's not really a right or wrong answer, it's just about what you prefer. Oh, follow-up's going to be Twilight Council and a couple of gateways. No Robo just yet, though. And he built this Vespian Geyser, the Assimilator rather, but he hasn't used it at all. I think we may see something cheeky here at a Trap. What's Trap going for? Oh my god, this Link's gonna get in. This Link's gonna see nothing producing on the Stargate, a Chrono boosted Twilight, and 2 more gateways coming up. This Scout is the opposite of what Trap wanted to have happen. He could not afford that. Here's the Robo. Double Robo to follow this up. So what he's expecting is a bunch of Roaches to come out. And there is a Roach Warren on the way. So that may be exactly what we see. But this is going to be a bit of a Glaives push. Third base gets thrown down as well. And this could be that Trap is just transitioning away from the Glaives push, maybe still going to put some pressure on, but won't be nearly as committed as before. If so, I like that. Throwing a little bit of an audible here. Oracle only has a single kill. We'll grab a second, yeah, just a second one, and then get on out of there. Nice focus fire by the Queen. Chips a little bit more damage off that Oracle. It's 4 hit points. No, it doesn't look like he's gonna put any pressure on with the Adepts just going into double Immortal right away. There is a lair finish for Solar though. He could go right back into Mutas. But that is not what we're seeing. So it looks like Trap got a good plan going. Yeah, you know those professional Wardy builds. Gotta love them. Lings come in, but Glaive Adepts, and I believe Glaive was put back to its original usage, original damage. Did the Oracle die? I think the Oracle might have died. Oh no, it was at the third base. Never mind. Never mind. But Solar will come in. We'll see the double Immortal being pumped out. And that may trigger him to do something different. Oh, that's an Infestation Pit. Oh, those are Swarm Hosts coming out. Solar going for the classic Swarm Host build. Do we have a Nidus? Do we see a Nidus? I do not see a Nidus. So just gonna go for Swarm Host for the time being. Oh, there it is. There's the Nidus. That's what we're waiting for. What do we have? We really need some splash damage out of Trap here to defend against this. Getting some blink. Immortals aren't terrible against it, but definitely going to want a couple of Archons. And his lane's catching yet another Adept. Here comes the first Nidus. It feels a little bit late, perhaps. The Swarmos have been out for a while. We have Roaches and Ravagers looking to hit at the front. Ooh, and that's not a good feeling if you're Trap. He sees the one in the main immediately, warps in a couple of Zealots to handle it. Look at this big fight happening. In the meantime, Locust getting sent to the third base. That's a lot of Locusts. I love this Stasis Ward, though. But he lands outside of range of the Stasis Ward. And as such, we'll be able to kill that Nexus, no problem. Triggers the Stasis Ward even. Another Nidus coming up as well. Oh no, and the door was open. Trap, no. Oh man, can we get Fs in the chat for Gemini, please? This is not looking good. Swarm hosts come out once again. They'll be off cooldown. There it is. They can send these into the main. They can send these to help with the main fight. Looks like that's what they're gonna do here. Oh, Bile gets an Oracle. There's one Archon here. Army is just running away. There is Blink, so we'll be able to be somewhat efficient against this, and then the rest of the army can come back. This Zealot going to kill that Nidus. And you know what? Trap still has 57 workers. He actually held on there way better than I expected. He needs to resaturate his main base, though, because right now he's mining on one base. He does not have a third. He does not have a fourth. And he's not mining in his main base. Trap says, I don't care. I'm going to go now. But it's 200 supply to 124. And I know. Swarm hosts, they inflate supply. Kind of a lot. But not that much. Ooh, and an Archon goes down. That's a really key unit against these Locusts, especially. But the army is running completely away from the Locusts. And you know, I think there's a possibility here for Trap to win this fight, but only 3 Immortals here. He's going to try to warp in some more Stalkers. It's close. It's a lot closer than maybe it seemed initially. Solar still, though, he's producing 24 Roaches right now. Still nearly 100 supply. Stalker's getting on top of the Swarm Host before the next Locust wave. There you go. He drops the Locusts. Now all these units going to have to get out of here. It looks like the Warp Prism went down. Trap's just going to tap out. GG. He has no third. And that, my friends, is going to be that.